All right, now players, I want you to get your creative juices flowing because we are about to enter the land of imagination. Come with me.
The clues in the information, so use your imagination. Think wide.
Right now, in the imagination round, we're going to challenge your creative ability to make up a story on the spot. Now, Tom and Gretchen, because you're behind, we're going to begin with you. Before you, you have a list of 9 clues that all relate to a specific subject, either a person, place, or thing. And what I want you to do now is to create a story completely on the spot using at least 6 of those clues. And I should also point out, so everyone knows, you did have a minute prior to the show to review these clues. So again, I want you to create a story, completely improvised, using at least 6 of the clues. Now, Mike and Martha, your job is to listen out for the hidden words in their story, which are all clues to that subject. Now, as the clues are used, they will be revealed on our video wall, but we're going to turn it away from you, so you won't be able to see, so you must listen carefully. Now, if you can figure out what their subject really was when they finish, you get 50 points. If not, the 50 points go to them. Now, you'll each have 30 seconds to tell your half of the story, and who's going to go first?
I'm going to go first.
All right, so Gretchen, you'll have 30 seconds. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Go.
I was so sick last week. I was admitted to the hospital, over to University Hospital, and when I came home, there was nothing else to do but watch television. So what's on television? I caught up on all the talk shows. It was talk show mania by the time I finished. I mean, sometimes you want comic relief when you're at home, but it was really overkill. I mean, I'm saying things, Ed Sullivan's Ghost shows up on the screen. Who would ever thought that he would still be around? You're watching all kinds of shows on television.
Time and switch.
You know, I love to watch talk shows, actually. I watch Oprah Winfrey Show every chance I get. There are certain aspects of that show. She always gets such crazy acts on there. She has mother, brother, sister act. She has very political people that come in and, you know, state their case when they come on the show. But I heard one thing. Somebody went on the show, like we came on the show today, they said, don't wear a certain color, like the color purple. And that was it. Oof.
Time! And just in the nick of time for Tom. All right, now in telling their story, they used 6 clues, which is the minimum, so we won't give you any further hints. We'll give you a moment to confer, and then I'll ask you for a subject. So tell us, what did you hear?
Heard University.
I heard Ghost. I heard the
Ghost.
color purple. I heard the Sister Act.
Crazy.
I heard Comic Relief.
Okay.
Maybe it's Whoopi Goldberg.
Whoopi Goldberg?
Yeah.
All right, so now we'll call for a subject. What do you think it is?
I think it's Whoopi Goldberg.
Whoopi Goldberg. Well, we know you think it is, Martha, that's for sure. And Mike's going to go along for the ride. All right. Well, let's see if Whoopi Goldberg is indeed your subject. Let's begin by reviewing the clues you heard. You heard talk show, ghost, the color purple, comic relief, political, and sister act. The clues you did not hear were Next Generation, Academy Awards, and stand-up. So, you think when you put that all together, you're going to get Whoopi Goldberg?
So?
I could have sworn Henny Youngman, but let's see. I think it is Whoopi Goldberg. You get the 50 points for figuring it out. It was an interesting story, though. It was a very good story on your part. They were just able to figure out the clues and get the subject, but now you have a chance to get 50 points if you can figure out what their subject will be, because now Mike and Martha are going to tell a story. Same thing applies. Prior to the show, you also had a minute to review a list of clues, and you have to use at least 6 in telling your story. Now, again, as the clues are revealed, they'll be on our video wall, but now we're going to turn it away from you, so you can't see, so you have to listen carefully. Now, who's going to go first?
I am.
All right, so Martha, you'll have 30 seconds. Are you ready?
Ready.
Go.
Strange thing happened the other night. I was lying in bed, and I saw a bright light outside my window, and I looked out. There was a UFO. Suddenly, all these little guys come into my room. They were very flashy. They were kind of metallic, wearing silver gold. The strange thing is they were wearing a ton of jewelry, you know, necklaces, earrings, rings, bracelets. One of them was wearing an ankle bracelet. It was very bizarre. So they carried me up and lifted me into their ship. There was a big, tall guy wearing a tutu and holding a torch greeting me there. And there were tons of people there. You know, you've heard about these guys being little green men. In fact, it's very international. They're green, yellow, blue, black. They're French, German, Italian.
Time. And switch.
And the great thing about it is that they're also all athletes. They love sports, and as we were up there, we listened to a baseball game that happened to be on. In fact, Pavel Ochenko, the first Russian baseball player, happened to be up at the plate at the time, and And they were talking about the fact that he's trying to get used to the game. He's playing summer and winter ball right now, and he's getting along. He can really smoke the ball sometimes, and he's got a lot of speed. But his real problem is with fielding. He doesn't judge the ball.
All right, now in telling their story, they used 6 clues as well, which means we cannot give you any further hints. You'll take a moment to confer, and then we will ask you for a subject. So tell us, what did you hear?
Heard torch.
Yes.
I think colors, games. They named some.
Games.
They named baseball. They named a couple of things. Tried to throw in flash in there, but I'm not going for it.
Right. You said torch.
Torch. I got that. Torch.
All right, so now let's start thinking about a subject.
Got a subject. I think it's the Olympics.
All right, Olympics.
All right, so Gretchen is pretty sure that she knows the subject, and now Tom is going along for the ride, all right? Let's find out if Olympics is indeed your subject. Beginning with the clues you did hear, you heard rings, international, athletes, gold, torch, summer and winter. The clues you did not hear were events, medals, and greets. And it sounds to me that when you put that all together, that's right, Gretchen, you're in charge. And living large, it is the Olympics. And you get the 50 points. Now, it was definitely a very interesting story on your part, because I loved how we went from UFOs to Russian baseball. There was a connection there somewhere. And as we get to the end of our second round, we still have a close game, because Mike and Martha lead with a score of 80-70 over Tom and Gretchen, which means our winner tonight will be decided in our third and final round. It is